Hi, this is Mahendran Subramanian from Business Arena 365, welcoming Rishi Patil, the founder and the director of Executive81 HR Solutions Pvt, who is closely working with MSMEs, startups, business owners for creating employment opportunities and HR solutions. So let's hear it from him. Hi Rishi.
Yeah,
How are
hi.
you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Nice. I'm good, doing good. So how have you been?
I've been doing fantastic after Diwali.
Wonderful, wonderful. So been busy whole day.
Yeah, it is keeping us busy because after Diwali you have to cover our work.
Oh yeah. Actually, you're from Mumbai, right?
Yeah, I'm basically from Kolhapur, but born and brought up in Mumbai.
Okay.
So my good part of my life I've spent here near Boisar, Talapur.
Okay.
So I'm a guy, I'm totally Mumbai.
How did you manage to settle in Pune?
So it just happened that one few of my friends had something coming up in Pune and they proposed me, why don't you relocate to Pune? And I was also getting married and my wife is from Nagar, Ahmednagar.
Okay,
So I thought she'll be closer to Pune and she might not adjust to Mumbai life. So I thought I'll pick it up with something with them, and so I moved to Pune, and I was part of the company called Scotch International.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were they into?
They were into recruitments,
Okay,
IT recruitments, IT staffing.
So predominantly you have been in recruiting right from
Yeah.
start.
So it's part of a company called Ambe International.
Okay.
It's India's first overseas recruitment firm.
Okay.
So I was part of that company doing a lot of Gulf hiring.
So mainly Gulf or other countries also?
Gulf is one part.
Again,
I was yeah.
Comment.
Yeah, and we were I used to travel all across India, small villages from Gorakhpur, Sivan, Madurai. So I used to travel with my clients and it was a nice workers, laborers. So it was great experience for me because as a fresher, as a very new to this recruitment world, so I was energetic to travel and travel. So it was nice and it was a learning curve also for me to understand recruitment. And that experience helped me, and then I moved to my next job, which was with Antel International Network.
Okay.
So I was the first few people who were part of that company, and I was working with my.
What kind of recruitment were you involved with?
So I was doing lateral and leadership hiring. So Antel had a different culture altogether in terms of hiring. So I was part of an engineering real estate practice. So
real estate.
So I was.
You mean construction?
Yeah, construction. So I was working on Lokhandwala construction.
Okay.
In Worli. Then I was part of IPC International Property Consultants.
Oh, those are big projects.
Yeah, big projects I used to do, and it was nice experience altogether. Yeah, so that helped me do leadership hiring. So I've closed in my career a lot of CEOs and CXOs positions.
Senior executive.
Yeah, senior executive. So I know the process.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a great exposure actually.
Yeah.
So interacting with all the CEOs and all that.
Yes, truly, and I am connected with them today.
That's wonderful. That's a big asset actually.
Yeah, and the relationship.
You get to know people. If you maintain so many years, I suppose more than.
In recruitment, in HR, your network is very important.
Networking is very important.
So it is said that network is net worth.
Right.
Okay, if you have to find a candidate, you need a network basically to get a candidate. And in my whole journey, I've understood that when you connect with people, you maintain that relationship. One someday or the other day, it helps you to connect to the right candidate, and that is an asset for me that I have a network which has helped me acquire candidates.
How do you go about getting clients? How do you build your clients?
So first is right now it is like I have been in this business for long, so there are people who have grown with me, and their known network is there. So one is that, and second is that we have our business development team also, which does the cold calling, and we also are selective in terms of our customers, because we believe that we add value to the customer.
Right.
Yeah, and so if the customer values our services, so we are very much interested to give them that value, because there's a lot of man hours and hard work which goes through finding a right candidate and finding.
more efforts are required to get.
Yeah.
Zero down to the right candidate, you have to see so many candidates before that, right?
Yeah, see what happens is to get the most perfect candidate, there are a lot of calls which goes behind.
Yeah.
And,
Lot of
which are
contacts.
and which are very invisible efforts for the
Yeah,
client.
yes,
He
yes.
sees the first one candidate,
Yeah.
but behind that there were 20 candidates which were rejected.
Rejected, yes.
So there is a untold story.
Yeah, untold story because it also requires the same amount of time to screen them.
Yes.
Screening takes the same amount of time.
And what I've seen is, in this 20 years and this 2 decades, what I've seen is the whole recruitment industry has shifted from what it was to what it is right now.
It's evolved in
Yeah, it's involved in terms of technology, it is involved in terms of candidates' expectations, it is involved in terms of employers' expectations with the candidates. So it is becoming a little tougher for a recruiter to match the expectation of a candidate and an employer. So yeah, so this journey itself is evolutionary journey where I always feel that this is my first day of my job because I always learn.
Yeah,
because I don't want to stop learning because today also I make calls, today also I search candidates because this skill I don't want to let go.
Let go, yeah.
Even if I'm running my business here right now, but this is something which I keep doing for my clients also.
Yeah.
And I try to understand, what challenges my recruiters have because if I have to mentor and coach them,
Yeah,
I should know that today's problems.
Yes.
I cannot explain them कि 20 साल पहले ऐसा होता था.
20 साल पहले होता बस. It's past.
हाँ, तो आज मुझे क्या करना है करके और today what is the scenario? I want that first hand information to explain it to my recruiters.
Subordinates.
Yeah.
So, how do you see the candidates these days? Their mindset is totally different from what it was 20 years back.
Yeah,
they're more precise and they're more on terms of they more look for money.
See, what has happened is earlier the exposure was very less for each candidate. Means if somebody is working in a company, he was not that much exposed to the recruitment market. Today, what has happened with the arrival of job portals, arrival of social media, and we as a in recruitment industry has also evolved. Okay, so there are a lot of connects which is happening to the candidate. So the candidate is getting well informed what is his market value, and he also understands कि now I need to be pricey or I should quote less. Okay, so he's understanding that thing. His friend got something and he also want to match up with that price point. Okay, and right now it's not there. There is no loyalty.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I will stay with the company for next 5 years or something. It's like 1 year or it's a 6 months.
They come with an exit plan.
Yeah, they come with an exit plan. They have well informed, structured career progression they want, and it definitely it's money, but there are some great candidates who stay back for great projects also.
Right.
Now, but how the employer markets is something very important.
How holds them back.
And positions with the candidate pool.
But that must be a big challenge in current scenario.
Yeah, it is a challenge. It is a challenge in terms of the recruiter level you want, who will be able to position it. So they have to be trained thoroughly, which is a lot of hard work which goes to help that recruiter understand how to position this position with the candidate market. So there's a lot of efforts we put in.
So you're running your own business for the last 10 plus years or so?
11 years now. In Jan 7, 2024, we'll complete 11 years.
Wow.
So it's about a decade.
How was your journey in these 11 years? How did you evolve yourself?
Yeah, see, earlier I would be very frank, I was not sure about starting the business, but when I started this business, it was very challenging environment because we were very tight ship in terms of funding, and when we started it was like one-man army working on the from business development to sourcing candidates to everything was done by me. Then we added after 6 months team members. The first 5-6 months were very late. Then we we grew as a company in terms of, we were a recruitment company earlier. Then we became a staffing company. Then we went on to add our payroll services. And then we are now having our HR outsourcing. So now, currently we are 40 people company with around 200 people working on the client side.
Okay.
So that is there. And pandemic hit us also. So earlier, so we have done projects with ICICI Bank, ICICI Foundation. We do one project for rural initiatives. So we have around 100 people right now, but earlier there were 600 people who were there on our payroll. And all across India, we were spread from say Ladakh to Madurai, Kanyakumari. We had resources who were working, and it was a well networked project for us. And then we have done staffing projects. But after pandemic, we strategized that we will become a company with, we moved to the tech side of our business.
Okay.
So first we created a vertical called HR Outsourcing. So we have now two verticals.
How does it help your client also?
So what we did is we have MSME startups, okay, as our client base. We are around 40 clients right now, based out of around Pune. Okay, so what we help them is, we virtually outsource the HR department from the company, and we have a team of experts who help them in running the HR department. See, many business owners I've met, and I found that business owners are very good in running their business. But when it comes to managing an HR role, HR as a role, so what happens is they think, अभी इसको काम क्या देना है करके, इसको क्या काम देना है.
They would not have that much of workload.
Yeah, so the business owner is not competent enough to give the work to that HR. So what he ends up is doing, he makes him an admin guy or a managing housekeeping, or he becomes a PA, personal assistant to the business owner, or he does any odd jobs. So HR profile diluted, and it becomes more an admin and support function, and they start feeling that HR is a support function. But HR can add value to the business which is not known to the business owners.
Right.
And that is the difference where you see MNCs scaling up, because they understand the value of HR, which we have brought that value to the MSMEs in a very reasonable cost structures we have done.
You provide from outsourcing?
Yeah, from the outsource model we create, because we give the client that expertise which they don't have.
Okay.
So what we do is, from end to end we manage everything for the HR. Okay. And a lot of customers.
Is it done on site or?
So it depends on the employee size and the complexity of that business model. So we have e-commerce companies with around 5 warehouses we manage. We have BPOs we manage. We have manufacturing companies. We have IT setup we manage. Then we have companies which are into advertising and event management. We have companies with diversified. But what they all want is a proper people management, and that is where we also do for construction industry also big time. So a very simple thing, from managing a small attendance to employee grievances.
Okay. Everything is.
Yeah. See what our idea is that you're investing everything to market to your external customers. You are trying to scale up. But there are internal customers called employees.
Yes.
Okay, so these employees also require certain amount of attention, demand,
care.
Yeah, so if you don't, if you don't help them to grow, so what happens? You will never have a confidence to grow the business. So it is very important.
It is very important. Grassroots level has to be strong.
And see, if you see the large corporates, they have built a culture. So this cultural fabric has to come to MSMEs and startups also, because what happens, it is either the director who is running the company without any help of any expert, so he ends up with his limited knowledge of managing people, or his wife is running the HR department, or his relative is running the HR department or the accounts guy is running the HR department, which is very scary in terms of understanding that these people are not in the safe hands. So when an expert HR comes, he is in the safe hands of. Yeah, so we as an expert, we want to position that with the clients, and we are trying to understand the complex problems, challenges, and then solving them.
I think there's a big scope.
Yeah, surely there is big scope, and
all these business owners, they need some HR support, which they can't afford to have by themselves.
True. And see what happens, they an MSME also runs on a tight budget. So when an MSME runs on a tight budget, they cannot have a 10 years old experienced guy.
Because it's going to cost.
It goes to cost.
And then you have to keep him engaged, otherwise he's not productive.
And also you have to give him space to execute. Where business owners have little reservations of giving him more space to execute. So
they hold tight.
Yeah. So as a consultant or as an expert, we engage. We can solve that problem at a reasonable rate, basically.
It becomes quite economical cost-wise for the business owners.
And it also we are just not a simple HR outsourcing, but we bring in the entire HR ecosystem, basically. So what happens is the business owner is when he starts thinking कि मुझे मेरे एम्प्लॉयज़ को ये भी देना है, वो भी देना है, ऐसे करना है, and automatically it happens that there is a new demand created by the business owner, which becomes our services, and we have that offering. So he doesn't have to go to multiple locations. So it's a one-stop solution.
One boy gets everything.
It's like selecting an HRMS software.
One umbrella gets everything.
He is safe. He is in the safe hands.
Oh, that's wonderful. So how do you see yourself in another 10 years from now? And how do you see your industry going to evolve? Because if you go back and see 10 years, there's a lot of changes happening. Things have changed drastically. Another 10 years, how do you see and how do you think you have to cope up with the challenges?
Already, first, it's a nice question you have asked me, because it's what I also envision. After 10 years, what our company has to be, visualize what our company has to be. So we are already moving to become a tech-enabled services, basically. So we have created two platforms. One is UHRO, which is called Your HR Optimized, and one is HighHR.ai, which is an employee referral platform, basically. So next phase of our growth phase will be based on these two platforms. So typically what we are calling into recruitment and staffing will move to this platform as a entire recruitment AI based platform we are creating. And we have UHRO as our next platform, which is HR Outsourcing. So it is a complete tech-enabled services will be evolving in the whole future, and our teams will be divided into this two verticals. So which we have a very clear vision in this, and next 10 years, a lot of tech is going to come in the play in the HR, because HR analytics is there, HR AI-based evaluations are going to come. Video interviews becoming more data driven than more emotion driven, because today it is more emotion driven, tomorrow it will be more data driven interviews. Second is that the entire HR processes will be automated, more and more automation will take place. More and more so more strategic and more people management tasks will be left with the HR rather than the regular small regular processes will not be part of their, which eats up their time. So also HR will be graduating into the next level of people management and high tech. They will have more tools to manage, and effectiveness of delivering that HR services internally will improve a lot.
So finally, what do you have to say for the budding HRs and recruiters, because you have so much of vast experience? And
I have been I've started my career as a recruiter, And I've always seen HR as a science to change things. Okay, there is a lot of scientific approach to the human resource which people can study, understand. If you have an interest in this, it can change a lot of things, because human resource management is also a life skill which a human resource professional can take back. Okay, and change his personal life also. And in this journey, what I've learned is that human resource professionals, if are more adaptive to the change, and more adaptive to the new technologies or new systems, they will be relevant for a long time. But if they are not ready to
change is very important.
adapt to this,
Adopt a new environment is very important.
See, if they are not, then maybe they
will be left behind.
And it will be more challenging. See, right now from the company's perspective, I have been working with a lot of business owners, and the business owners, whomever I met, okay, what I liked about everyone is everybody is thinking of hiring an HR. Everybody is thinking an HR can make a change. Okay, if an HR is coming in my company, I will be able to have space to grow the company. Okay, I will need an HR support, because that was not there in terms of 2019 or something. Yeah. So the volume of people thinking about HR is more right now. So this is something very interesting which has happened, because after pandemic, the biggest challenge for each and every manager to business owner was how to manage my people, how to manage this hybrid culture, how to manage this work from home, how to manage this thing. And there was no, if they had an HR, there was somebody to support and fall back. But if the companies, they were missing out on HR, they wanted an HR. And they now feel कि नहीं HR चाहिए करके, ऐसा कोई टाइम आ गया तो मुझे एक HR चाहिए जो हेल्प करेगा करके.
Especially the MSME and the startups, business owners.
See what happens if see now business owners are not from after 40s, they are after 20s also. So they have never gone to office. They have just dropped out of the college and they have started a business. Now they have never ever seen something called HR or corporate culture. Now, if an HR joins this kind of company, he needs to adapt with his co-worker, young brain, and they are in 20s and he's in 30s or 40s, so he has to match up with it. So these are a lot of interesting things happening around, and they are ready, they are well funded, they want to hire people, they have certain expectations, they have something new, they want to break rules. ऐसे नहीं चाहिए, ऐसे चाहिए करके. Now, how the HR is going to adapt with this culture itself is a interesting thing. Yeah. There are a lot of things happening right now. So HR, if is well learned, and if HR can adaptable, it will create value.
Yes. So that was nice, Rishi.
Yeah, thanks.
A great insight of this industry, HR industry.
Thanks.
So, thanks for giving your time.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming to Executive81. Thank you.
Please do like, subscribe, and watch.